Alright, Saturday morning. I've been lazing around the house a little bit. But it's okay, I can do that once in a while, right? Is that okay with y'all? And then come out here. Hey look, here's the little man. He's eager to make some money. He says he's got to make some money. He's got bills. Bills to pay, right?
No, I just hate being broke.
Oh, well, there's that. So I'm going to give him a few chores to do, and I'm going to try to get my stuff ironed out on what I'm going to do with the turbo here. That's my plan, man.
Okay.
Alright, my first order of business is I got to get these two bolts out. The toughest ones to get to. Of course, I can't get them loose. So I think if I just take the torch and heat that up a little bit, I'll get it out. I want to use this really whipped turbo for my mock-up stuff so I don't mess up what I think is the good ones. I think this one's good and I think that one's good. So that's my idea anyways. I'm going to get things mocked up and get close and make sure about what else I might need. And then proceed to other things. Alright, we've had a bit of a challenge here, and you might wonder why he's standing there with a lit candle. Well, it's because we're fighting with these bolts here. And sometimes if you melt a little paraffin wax on something that's hot, the wax will wick up in there and lubricate the threads and make the bolt come out easier. And that's part of the combination I use to get that bolt loose and that one loose. So that's that. Well, I'll say one thing. I'm learning some stuff about turbos. We've already decided, I already put that stuff away though. The Monte Carlo / Buick 3.8 turbo stuff I already put on the shelf. But that had a larger turbine and a smaller compressor wheel. This one's off the Pontiac 301 79 Trans Am. I don't know, or maybe it was 80. Maybe there's a difference between the years, I don't know. And then this is a Grand National one. The compressor side appears to be the same as the Trans Am, but the exhaust is different. The Grand National one's a little bit smaller. You know what, I'm going to dig that other thing back out and have another look. You know what? This is out of the Monte Carlo turbo. This is the shaft that's bent on the end, he said. He said he couldn't find this one nowhere, no how. And at that time I didn't have the exhaust housing off the Trans Am turbo. But look at here. Look at here, it's the same blamed thing. I might have saved myself all this trouble if I just took that apart and took this to him. But chances are that's junk too, because this is bad loose. But anyways, the ship has sailed on doing this. The ship has done sailed, so I'm gonna keep heading in that direction. Watch out, bud! Don't knock all that stuff down.
Is this supposed to be making a sound like that?
The only reason it makes that sound is because that sheet metal guard is resting on the and bouncing around. Once it's in the housing, it'll all fit tight, and it won't do that.
Well, how come this one doesn't? Really? Because
this one's so whooped. There's tons of clearance.
Oh.
Alright. You know, sometimes curiosity keeps me from getting things done. This is bugging me. It looks like the same darn thing. I just gotta take this apart now and see if that's a usable piece. I can't stand it. Well, I'm glad I did that because it makes me feel better. That shaft is totally whooped. It's grooved right in there bad. I bet 10,000s or more. So, while I might have had it and it might be straight, it still wore out. So it wouldn't have done me no good anyhow. Alright, that gives me makes me feel better about heading in the direction I'm heading. And this is going to be better anyway, so I should feel great about it anyways. And I should feel great about everything because the sun's shining, The birds are chirping and the grass is starting to pop up in the yard just a little bit.
And our tree that grows the little buds, then they stink and then they turn into leaves.
They stink?
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
I don't know.
Alright, I'm into it now. I cleaned this up a little bit. I'm not going to get it too clean because, you know, what would be the point in this case? But I got to get rid of this apparatus here. I don't think it's going to do me no good and only get in my way. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, I successfully cut that off. Now I need to shape that up a little bit because that's kind of unsatisfactory. And then I probably need to weld that hole shut there as best I can. Alright, I'm going to attempt to use that torch to weld up that hole. Oxygen and acetylene. You think I can pull it off? I think I can. Alright, this welding aluminum with a torch is tricky business. I welded the hole shut and I had a couple unsightly things there, so after I ground it down, so I touched that up. I didn't show you the finished weld. Purely accidental, but it was rather ugly. Alright, there it is, done. Done! I'll quit messing around with that. I don't know where it is, girl. Seek and ye shall find.
I'm seeking and I did not find.
So I did the thing that I didn't have to do to keep the turbo going forward. So I got that done. I needed to do it anyways. So now I need to cut this apart and make my adapter to get this on there. So let me go to work on that. That should be fun. Alright, here's what we're looking like. That goes on there like so. And then this is going to go on there about like so, which should lower the hole a fair amount. The hole a fair amount. Hopefully enough to get my hood to close. And I might be able to get the valve cover off without removing the turbo. So let me see how this works out here. I gotta make that flange next. Alright, here's what I did. I got me a pair of vice grips, clamped that down there, and I took a scribe and scribed a line in there, which should give me the outline I need. And then I used my, I forget, slips in my mind what them things are called, transfer punch, to make sure I got my holes centered here. So I'm going to cut that out now and then drill my holes, and then I'll cut the center out. And I'm going to utilize my plasma cutter. Well, I just dropped the camera like a big dum-dum, but it still works.
That's good. Not good that you dropped it, but good that it still works.
Here we are on our flange. I've cut it out. Kind of looks like a panda bear, don't it? Except for that. I don't know. Anyways, I drilled a hole in it to make it easier to cut that circle out. I'm going to see how I do freehanding a circle. And I guess she's rounding up some junk to put together. Long time no see, they've been saying.
Yeah, I'm back.
Well, it's warm.
Huh?
It's warm.
It's warm, yeah.
I sure am getting practiced up good on this turbo fab stuff. Alright, I guess I've done alright cutting a circle free-handed. I need to grind it up a little bit and then test fit my other part. Alright, the air compressor just kicked off. Alright, that's what we're looking like. That's kind of how it's going to look. Alright, before I weld the flange on though, I need to weld these other pipes together. Alright, I'm feeling pressure. Mrs. Heavy Chevy wants to use the welder. I need to use it for a minute. And I can't find my part here so I can test fit my piece. That's what we're looking like right there. I just need to make sure everything's lined up right. I got the top.
That's the piece you just made.
That's a gasket, girl. It's
I know,
the piece that bolts on here.
I don't know what you're looking for.
And then it bolts to the adapter.
You just made?
No, that's not the piece I made. It's aluminum. I can't find it. Alright, let me look. I I guess nobody, well, none of you guys are gonna tell me where it's at. Alright, here's what I'm looking at. Here's what we're looking like. Sounds like she's having a hard time over there. I think that's going to work out a little better. Let me see if I got enough room for a carburetor. Here's something you should probably always do whenever you make a gasketed surface like this. Put a little blue Dykem on it, or a Sharpie will work too, and then take a file. In this case, an old Nicholson mill bastard, and make sure it's flat. Let's see what she's leaving. She done made something here. Owl looks like. Alright, that didn't take very long. Should be flat enough to seal. A few scratches in her won't make no never mind. I'm going to check the other side and then show you what else I keep it from what?
You getting top heavy?
I don't mind top heavy. Alright, I guess it's a dog on a swing.
Oh, come on. You know what it is.
A chicken?
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, it's an owl. Okay. Here's what I've been doing here. Sawed apart all my stuff. I got the turbo in there. Here's the exhaust housing. I still got to tweak things here a little bit.
Hey, bud.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I need to get it a little bit more down, but
Don't ruffle this
I
feather.
don't have the piece, the 90 here to fit this turbo, so I'm gonna have to quit pretty soon, but I'm gonna get her close. And still ain't gonna be able to get the hood closed in this configuration, but I think a cowl induction hood would do the trick. Alright, that's what I got so far on this. I'm gonna go order up the piece on the eBay there for that. And once I get that, I'll be able to sort out my exhaust a little bit better. I might have to play with how this thing is clocked just a little bit. But that's what it looks like. This installation is much better. The only flaw is it's still a little too high. Still a little too high. And of course, I'm gonna have to make sure any wires or vacuum hoses ain't where they can get hung up in the throttle linkage there. The TV cable and the throttle cable should still work out just fine. I'll have to find a hose for this thing where I can run it down yonder and have this thing set up so we can get some fresh, cool air, right? Always helps horsepower. Anyway, I'm done with this thing. I'm gonna go do something else. Don't forget to go to MrHeavyChevy.com. Get yourself t-shirts warming up. Or if it's still chilly where you're at, get yourself a hoodie. Or if it's gonna be hot, there's shorts available. And you can go buy that owl Mrs. Heavy Chevy built today. What are you shivering for?
It's freezing out.
We'll go put some clothes on.